Hey, good evening, everyone. How you doing out there? Uh, Welcome to the Bobos and Friends podcast. I'm your host Calvin with my co-host Derek. How's it going, Derek?
Great, man. It was good, people.
Good. All right, man. Let's not, we got introductions out the way. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk about the NBA draft, man. What'd you think of this weekend?
I thought it was great. I think we addressed a lot of things that
All right,
people.
now,
We addressed a lot of players
now,
that
who is we? Got to be more
my
specific
Jaguars,
now.
my
Okay,
Jaguars, my
okay.
Jaguars. Addressed a lot of players at positions that they don't need to start at right away, which is great. I think the biggest thing was the Taven Smith pickup at
Mhm.
29. He doesn't have to start, but I think he'll be able to spell either Malik or Malik Jackson or Calais Campbell, which is going to be great because he can be a three technique. I also like the wide receiver deal that we got with DJ Chark.
That was the
Uh,
second round pick,
that was the
right?
second round pick, I believe.
Right. I like the numbers on him. I like he apparently runs a 4.3 and he's
Yeah, 6'4".
six, six. No, I thought they got him listed as 6'2". I mean,
Hmm.
I know he just 6'3". I'm sorry, we were
Both off by
right. So
yeah.
6'3", that's good height, good speed.
Yeah, that 4'3" peak jumped out at me. I was
He
like,
playing
wow.
playing in the SEC. I mean, I guess reading the notes, he didn't have great numbers. I guess that because LSU had poor quarterback play.
Terrible quarterback play. As a
Okay.
SEC, as a Gator, I watched a lot of SEC ball,
Mm-hmm.
and their quarterbacking was awful. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, I don't even remember who LSU's quarterback.
I can't remember the cat name either, to be honest with you.
So
Go
what
ahead.
about the third rounder?
The
Ronnie
safety,
Harrison.
Ronnie
Yeah.
Harrison,
Yeah.
good pickup. Um, they actually think there are people in the that actually think that they might have 4 to 5 starters coming out of this they may unseed some people. I don't know about that.
Well, I hope
Uh,
not. I mean, well, no, I hope so. I hope you're right because this team did well. Like I'm gonna keep saying this was 12 minutes away from
right.
had a 10-point lead with 12 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
And the
So
and the and the thing is, next year they're going to have to make a couple of decisions on Calais and Malik. So if you can get these cats kind of up to speed, I don't see both of them back next year because I think the number is just going to be too big. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So what I think they might do, I mean, I think clearly this was a draft for the future. Clearly, this was looking towards having to pay their other big people like Jalen Ramsey, Yannick Ngakoue, and they're going to have to pay these guys. I seriously doubt they're going to let these dudes go to market.
Well,
I
Calais
can't see
Calais
it.
is up there in years, right? I mean,
Right, they're
he's no
gonna,
spring
yeah,
chicken. So
right. He's in his 30s. So, but I'm saying they're going to have find some money to pay Jalen. They're not going to let Jalen hit the street. I can almost guarantee that.
right.
An elite corner like that, nope, not happening.
Okay.
Pass rushers, they're probably not going to get, especially if you keep getting better. They're gonna have to sign them. So
Okay. So um Tanner Lee, any thoughts on him?
quarterback,
That would be there's the Jaguars' 6th round pick,
I
quarterback
don't think.
out of
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think he's going to necessarily make the team, but we'll see. Because I don't think we've addressed backup. Didn't we I think the Jags let Chad Henne loose, didn't they?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
apparently was a free agent, I believe, right?
yeah, they didn't re-sign him.
Well, no,
So
he's I think he went to Kansas City. However, the Jaguars, I believe they traded for I can't remember his name. He came from Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. He actually was a starter for a couple of games. His name escapes me right now, but they did address an immediate backup quarterback.
Okay,
So
because I didn't see that anywhere in the reports. That's why I was just kind of curious.
Which I'm good with that because I'm okay with Bortles now based on the way Bortles played last year. Hopefully another year in the same system will pay big dividends for our team.
Yes.
But I'm just glad that we have another arm besides Chad Henne because we all know what we were going to get should Chad Henne need to take over for Blake.
Yeah, we saw that in preseason. That was good enough.
So at least now we can say, okay, let's see what this dude got. Whether it's this rookie or this 1 year veteran. I don't know if you say a 1 year veteran, but this 1 year with who took some lumps, with the Browns, and now he's on the Jaguars. So, but I think you're right. We typically most teams only carry two quarterbacks nowadays. I think they have a third one on the practice squad. So
we had 3 last year. We cut him. The guy from I can't remember the guy's name from North Carolina.
When did they cut him?
Either he got on the practice squad or somebody got him last year. We actually did have. We had Blake. We had Chad Henne, and Brandon. I cannot remember his last name. It escapes me right now. But we did have 3 last year on the roster, and I think we actually sent him away, the third one. So we did ultimately only end up with 2. But you're right; most people only carry 2 on the roster.
So
punter, no surprise. 7th round pick. Nortman was terrible by the end of the year. Stats, he went down. So I'm not too disappointed. I'm kind of not in shock that they actually cut him and drafted that punter.
So they did in fact cut the punter?
Yeah, they cut the punter and drafted one in the 7th round. So they cut
what
Brad
I'm asking
Nortman.
you is basically, when did they cut the
They
punter?
released him today.
Okay.
They released him today. This morning early too. It came across early. They released him early.
So they're ready to hand over the reins to somebody else immediately. Okay.
Yeah. They may bring in some legs probably just to, see what's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for last season, special teams wasn't necessarily an issue for us. I don't think
it costed us 1 game, I believe. It costed us. Special teams might have costed us 1 game, but
was it the punting game though, or just special teams?
Probably most of the punting game, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what game it was, but it'll come to me too. But it needed to be addressed because he started towards the end. The punts weren't very good. They weren't like Joe DiCamillo's wanted them to be. So,
So I believe there was a lot of trades, right? Like a lot of trading of picks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arizona went up to get Josh Rosen.
So I'm gonna sneak and pat myself on the back because I did tell you it was gonna be a lot of trades. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that. You can go ahead and break your arm, my brother. You got that.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I'm also gonna have to eat crumbs from milk when we get to it.
Okay. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
But you may be mad at me later. But go ahead.
So is there anything before we transition to something else? Is there anything else that kind of stuck out to you, like besides the Jaguars? I actually went through I believe I went through every team on Saturday just to see if somebody put a nice little draft together, and all of them kind of looked okay.
Yeah, I think Seattle may have been a loser in this whole thing.
Hold on. So hold on before you say that. So this is the first time we've had 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10.
Right.
So what's your takeaway on that?
Desperation, baby.
You call it desperation?
I do. Dude, if you got that, we talked about this the last podcast. If you got that many quarterbacks going in the top 10, I don't even believe half of them going to be successful. Maybe half if you're lucky. Dude, some of them are going to be reaches. I guarantee you some of them are going to be reaches.
It's bound to happen, right?
It's bound to happen, but that's unheard of, man. Like,
okay, so
in all the years I've been watching football, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Baker Mayfield to the Browns.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold to the Jets.
Yep. Josh Rosen
Josh Allen to the Bills.
And then Josh Rosen to Arizona.
Who?
I think Josh Rosen is going to be the best of all of them, in my opinion.
Okay. I've only seen Darnold and Baker
Mayfield
play. I know I didn't see a Wyoming game.
Yeah, I didn't
in 2017. And I don't recall seeing a UCLA game either.
Yeah, because them UCLA games are on late, and I'm usually watching something else by then.
So based on what I've seen, I would have to say Sam Darnold.
Okay.
And I've seen some good things from Baker Mayfield as well, but he was drafted to the Browns, so I'm gonna hold that against him.
Wow, what do you think of where Lamar Jackson was drafted?
The last pick in the in the first round. He was the 5th quarterback taken in the first round, right?
Yeah, he went to Buffalo, right?
No, Baltimore. I have.
Boy.
I'm gonna watch him with one eye open, man, because he's gonna remind me of Bridgewater and Robert Griffin.
Somehow I knew you were gonna say that.
And how, especially Robert Griffin, just kind of a slender guy that I don't know how many hits he's gonna be able to take. And he's gonna have to take hits because he's gonna be a rollout, scrambling kind of quarterback. So I don't know, man. I mean,
I read. I don't know if I told you this, but I read. I mean, somebody not went ham on it, but basically said that Lamar Jackson will never make it in the NFL because the way they put it is when he throws, it's a prayer. In other words, if he throws it, better hope it gets to where it need to go. So it was some executives that, of course, are unnamed that kind of went in on him. I mean, pretty bad. I do want to touch on this real quick, just as an aside. It's not really about the draft. I don't know if you read this. They asked Tom Brady today, did he feel appreciated by Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick? He said he pleaded the fifth.
That's funny. That's funny.
Boy, oh boy. Is the dynasty crumbling? We shall see.
So let me ask you, what type of do you know any details on how that was he doing an actual interview? Did somebody
didn't say, they just said that he was asked about it today. So I'm not sure if it was at OTAs. I'm not sure I don't even know if OTAs are going on. It should be, but I'm not sure. Well, they might be. I don't know what context. They were just saying that he was asked today. You know how sometimes they probably catch him on the side or maybe catch him. I'm guessing they probably just caught him on the side and just pulled him, asked him. And he just said he pleaded the fifth. I was like, God, man, that's darts already, and the season ain't even started. But the relationship was strained. I don't know if you read that ESPN article, a well laid out chronicle of basically how he was basically told to trade Jimmy Garoppolo by Bob Kraft. Basically, Tom Brady went to Bob Kraft and, got in his feelings and told him that he felt some kind of way about having Garoppolo on the threaten of something. And Bill Belichick gave him away basically for a song to the 49ers.
Interesting.
It was a great article. It was very well put. But that's just an aside. I just thought I'd throw that out there real quick.
Well, so yeah. So as far as, like I said, as far as those top, those quarterbacks, I expect. Somebody's gonna step to the forefront. I'll just be surprised if anybody actually, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't see a Peyton Manning.
God, no.
Out of those top four guys,
Yeah. That's a once in a generation player, man. You probably will see that probably in the next 20 years, maybe.
That generation's over with, right? He's gone.
He's gone. That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. So that next one is gonna be upon us eventually, right?
Yeah. Hopefully in our time, yeah.
It might be Garoppolo, right? I don't know.
It could be. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's catch up on these NBA playoffs, man.
Indeed.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to go? You want to go here? Let's. I tell you what. Let's go by series. How about that?
That's fine.
So obviously, yesterday the table was finally set with all the second round teams. Because remember it got on its way Saturday with the Pelicans and Warriors. So let's touch on that one first, which I know we're not going to spend too much time on, because that's
what happened was what I thought would happen. Pelicans have no shot. That's going to be quick. I don't think they have any. And then they talk about maybe bringing Steph Curry back tomorrow. I don't think, if I were them, as long as I'm playing the way I'm playing, I may sit him out a couple of more games. There's no rush to bring him back, honestly. Why would you?
Well, I agree, but at the same time, you do need him to get his legs back under him, right? You don't want to go, okay, well, we're going to sweep. So
bring him back in game 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if he's good to go, just give him, put him on a minutes restriction for game 2 if he's ready to go, right? If you're not rushing him back. You're right. If they're on cruise control through this second round, there's no need to rush him back.
Right.
But what I'm saying is he may not necessarily in a situation where he's rushing to get back. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think he is. But I do agree with you. You probably do need to get him a couple of games in, and maybe if you do come in tomorrow, limit the minutes. I agree with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. So that's going the way I thought it would go. Pelicans, no chance. Utah, no chance. I believe that's going to be quick. If Utah get one, I'll be surprised. So we got Houston basically on a collision course with Golden State, as I predicted. But I gotta eat crow. I thought that for sure that the Pacers would win that series. A couple of decisions that I thought were quite questionable, like when LeBron was out of the game. Why do you not have Oladipo in the game? Get to the rack.
Okay, so hold on. Before we get to that one, let's back up. So, so I agree with you. Warriors will run over the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Rockets is going to run away from it against the Jazz as well. So let's shift to the Eastern Conference now. So Cleveland after yesterday. Game 7, that's what you was leading into. Game 7 against the Pacers. So now go ahead with your thoughts now.
Like I said, you had LeBron out for a significant stretch. 5 minutes is significant in my mind. There was a stretch there where you could have gained some ground. If I'm Nate McMillan, I'm kicking myself today because Oladipo, I don't believe, was in the game either. Either
Okay.
he was, and they weren't taking it to the rack like they were supposed, they had no answer for him getting to the paint, and they were settling for the outside jumpers a whole lot, and I was getting mad. I'm watching the game like, dude, y'all can stay in this game if y'all quit jacking up threes. They can't stop you down low. What's the problem? Of course, Cleveland gets on a run. LeBron just goes LeBron. And there ain't really nothing they could do with that. I think the strategy that they employed was to let LeBron get his and try to stop everybody else. No, I think I would have tried to stop him and let everybody else beat me because everybody else wasn't beating me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, so let's fast forward in that game to the fourth quarter when LeBron actually leaves the bench and goes in the locker room.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, so you don't have to worry about LeBron now. So, and that's what I'm saying. If that was out of character for them to actually hit shots and actually execute. I mean, this whole play.
I agree. I agree.
This whole 7 games, LeBron couldn't lead the floor. If he left the floor, they were losing whatever lead they had, or if they were not winning, they were going to have a bigger deficit to overcome. So,
yeah. but even still looking at that, what you're talking about, they still really didn't do that much. They did better, but I'm not
you're right.
They didn't do that much, jumping up and down to be like, oh.
I know, but
you know what I'm saying.
But they did what they had.
They did enough. They did enough to get by without him. But I will tell you this: against a better team, that would not have worked. They would have got mashed and probably would have lost that lead.
Agreed.
That's a young, good team, man. I'm telling you, boy, look out next year. That's a young, good team, bro.
Nah.
That's a young, good team, and y'all will not have LeBron next year.
They won't. They don't have. Look, Oladipo averaged, I believe, 24 points a game.
Right. By the way, since we're talking about stats, I wanted to throw this one out at you. I don't know if you saw this. Came up this morning. This is the first time in a 7-game series that LeBron is the only player on the team to score over that he's had where his teammates did not score over 20 points with him.
Okay, so you might want to rephrase that stat because I heard that as well. It's the first time in NBA history a single player is the only one to score over 20 points.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that wasn't a LeBron stat. That was a league. That's an NBA playoff history stat there.
Is that an indictment though of the people around him, or is that because it could be, and I hate to give this dude props. I do, but could it be that he's just that great to where?
No. LeBron doesn't want to score 40.
Dude, did you hear what he said afterward? He was exhausted, bro.
LeBron does not want to score 40, dude. LeBron wants 25, 10, and 10.
But he knows in order to be successful, this may be what he has to do. And if that's the case, I'm leaving afterwards.
I agree. If that's how it has to be played,
he can't hold up. I don't think he'll be able to hold up.
I will say this though. And this is on LBJ. If you notice, when he's had an elite player playing next to him, whether it's Dwayne Wade or let's say Kyrie Irving, I ain't gonna say let's say, but Kyrie Irving.
I was going to say
if one constant between those two situations is that whenever one of those guys have the ball, the other one just stands and is useless.
And they were talking about that
So
today and yesterday. Like
so
people were just standing around.
right. Well,
Like
no. I'm saying, okay, it's one thing when you just got shooters standing around. But to me, that's LeBron's game is isolation. I'm faster. I'm more athletic. I'm stronger than most of my defenders. So I'm gonna blow by them, make a double team draw, and I'm a good enough passer to find an open guy, and I can find you anywhere on the court because
but if
I'm that
I'm
good of a passer, right?
right.
So the
But if
problem.
I'm them, I'm double teaming him and daring everybody else to shoot it.
What this is what I'm trying to say is the offense that they're running is the same offense they've been running every playoffs in the fourth quarter since he's been back in Cleveland. They didn't do it that much in Miami because they would force some things because they had other players that could definitely take the ball and do things in certain situations, right?
Right.
Whether it was Chris Bosh, um, uh, Wade, or Ray Allen was always there. The last 2 years for us, for spot up shots and whatnot. But even last year, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think Kyrie wanted out was because LeBron was the man. So he had first go at what play they was gonna run, right?
Right.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is only certain players can really coexist with him, right?
Right.
So, but at the same time, somebody has to step up. I mean, they have to. Now, Kevin Love is going to get a pass because the word on him is he's not 100%. He hurt his finger.
I get it, but
He hurt his finger. He got a sprained ligament or something like that. Or a torn ligament in maybe his non-shooting thumb, maybe. Right?
His non-shooting thumb.
Okay, but it's still an injury.
But if it's not on his shooting hand, it shouldn't be an issue, right?
Well, you shoot with two hands. You don't shoot with
true.
one.
That's true.
So it's going to affect you somehow. But somebody else. I mean, now Tristan stepped up yesterday.
And that's my beef with him. That's my beef with Ty Lue.
And what's that?
He got a max deal. Why is he on the bench? Why is he not starting?
Because he's been garbage all year, man. I mean, he has, man. He's been garbage this year, man.
But it took you damn near getting put out the playoffs to get him to get him in the lineup.
It was a desperation move. That wasn't. Oh, I finally got this epiphany.
No, I get it. That's my point.
It was okay.
Like,
if we're gonna go down swinging, let's go down with the soldiers that's been here the longest.
It took you to being on the precipice of death to make that call, though. That's my point. Like, okay, I get it, but why did it take you that long to make that call? Because, in my opinion, even though Indiana was a better team, in my opinion, they didn't have LeBron James. And if you found yourself when you were up 3-2, you should have put him in. You should have brought him in. You should have brought him in Game 6. So you wait until Game 7 to bring him in.
And maybe that was the best thing to do. So they don't have time to go, okay, this is what we're gonna do when they go to him. Because
what if he and I know hindsight.
Here's another thing. And here's another thing.
Hold on, real quick. I know hindsight is 2020, right? But do they win Game 6 if he's in there? Does it even go to a Game 7?
Oh, heck no, dude. That had nothing to do with him. Game 6, which I got one for Nate McMillan. I was watching Game 6. I thought the series was over with because couldn't nobody check Oladipo. He was blowing by every
And that
defender
is
they threw
my
at him.
point.
And,
That's why I think
and,
Nate McMillan blew that
hold on,
series
hold
more than
on, hold
anybody.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I realized that really after game 5 because when LeBron had that game saving goaltend that goes down as a block, Oladipo actually smoked him. LeBron was just able to recover and get behind him and block his shot.
The typical move that he does.
Exactly. Well, he normally just chased behind. It ain't even his guy, and he chased behind him. He come to help. But he at the top of at the up of the 3-point line, Oladipo faked them one way, and Oladipo went the other. LeBron was just able to recover. So game 6, he was unstoppable. They put J.R. Smith on him, blew by him. Put LeBron on him, blew by him. He was having a field day. There was nothing Tristan Thompson was going to be able to do with that. Now, going to game 7, what they did was they trapped him at the 3-point line and made him give it up. That's what they did. So really and truly, Tyronn Lue came up with a plan. Okay, we don't have nobody to stop him one-on-one. We're going to force him to get a ball up and let somebody else beat us.
And they couldn't do it.
Bogdanovich was, I believe he was 2 of 9.
They all were bad.
Exactly.
They all were bad.
So he really and truly, I give Tyronn Lue some credit for realizing, okay, we can't stop this dude. There's nobody athletic enough to keep up with him. Let's trap him. And the same thing for Darren Collison. Darren Collison was blown by everybody.
Yeah.
In game 6. And they was doing him the same way. So you know, I thought Tyronn Lue, I applaud him for his coaching modifications he made.
I think everybody counting out Toronto, man. And I get the fact that they have had LeBron's number. I mean that LeBron has had their number, rather.
For who is everybody?
Dude, nobody's giving Toronto. I won't say nobody. I will say that a lot of people feel like it's going to be same old, same old. They don't trust Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
Because Vegas actually has Toronto as a favorite.
Interesting. I believe Toronto will beat them, but I think DeRozan and is it Lowry? Yeah, Lowry. They're a jump shooting team, and that's what worries me about them. They're a jump shooting team that don't really get to the hole like Indy does, like Indiana does. Well, and I think that might be a problem for them.
Well, if they're smart, they'll definitely take some pointers or some feedback, you know, some game footage from the series that Cleveland just played in. So, but my thing is somebody has to step up.
It's gonna be a long. Like he can't do that. There's no way physically he can continue to go at this pace,
right?
For another, say it goes 6 games. Just to throw a number out there, he has to be out do like unworldly, like all world, dude. If they don't step up,
right?
And I don't think he can do it. He may be able to do it for the first 2 games, but over the long haul, that's gonna wear on him, man. I believe. I don't think he's older now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he can pull it off. One more series, with it being Toronto. I think he'll pull it off.
If he does, more power to him. But
I have no. Toronto's going to have to show me. Toronto's going to have to beat them to show me that they can. They got what it takes to send LeBron home early.
Well, I hope they do, but
I don't think they're going to be physical enough. I think they're going to try to be, but that's not them.
But that's what worries. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. That's the only way I think they can lose this series if they're not physical. And they're a jump shooting team, and I think that bothers me too, that they are not. They don't have anybody that, like you said, is going to really be physical. That's going to be able to get to the rack.
What the heck are they doing? Shaq's actually on set live with a catfish with a catfish in his hand. He just put a catfish.
He must be talking about the Nashville Predators, because they do that.
They doing the going fit as they going fishing.
Oh, they're going fishing.
Yeah. He got a straight up catfish.
No.
I hope that thing not alive, because
that's
PETA? Is that PETA?
Yeah.
They gonna eat TNT alive for that if that thing alive.
Man, TNT done won so many Emmys, they don't care. Come on, man.
PETA go after anybody, man. They don't like nobody.
They do, but they don't care, man.
Like, he threw it. That's funny. He threw it at Charles.
That is
Charles hilarious. Running from it. Threw it again. Twice.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Dang it, man. That's funny.
So, folks, at the time of the recording, these are games that the games have gone final, of course.
Well, yeah, the Boston and Philadelphia game is a final, and they're doing
the Inside the NBA. That's what we're talking about for those of you that are not watching or cannot watch.
Right.
This is what we are discussing now.
So yeah, man. So okay. So while we're still on it, so I'm a Cavaliers fan.
Unfortunate, but true.
And I'm actually saying to myself, he needs to leave.
I agree.
He needs to freaking leave.
But where? Where though? That's what I'm saying. Where?
He does not deserve. He does not deserve to be the only player in a 7-game series on his team to ever be the only one to score over 20 points.
That's terrible. And the thing is though, even if he stays, they don't have any money to get anybody next year.
Well, yeah, they're way over the cap when you paying Tristan Thompson over $15 million a year.
But that's your boy fault though, LBJ.
I agree.
He wanted your boy. He wanted that.
Well,
he wanted him.
Well, because he got some of that. He got some of that money because his buddy is the agent.
Right, but Tristan is his buddy too.
I think Tristan ain't his buddy no more because
he done already told LeBron to shut up a few times.
Well, LeBron ain't happy with him dating being with a Kardashian.
Oh man, that ain't his call. That man's wrong.
Well, I agree, but there was some rumblings about that he wasn't fond of that at all.
Let me ask you this: as a fan, as a Cleveland fan, as a LeBron fan, but I believe you're a Cleveland fan first.
I'm a Cleveland fan first.
Okay, fine.
I'm a LeBron fan because
he at Cleveland.
He played for Cleveland 11 of his 15 years. So,
okay, my question to you: do you really want to see them in the finals, or would you rather see them get put out? Because if they get to the finals, you know what's going to happen. I have no doubt in my mind that they cannot beat either one of these teams coming out of the West. They have no shot. So if I'm a fan,
don't you? Okay, hold on. Houston don't play no defense now. So
yeah, but they got a lot of heat.
You have to give them a shot. That I'm not saying they're gonna beat them, but if I had to pick the opponent from the Western Conference,
you better hope it's Houston.
Yes,
because you might have a better shot with them than you do the Warriors, because the Warriors play defense.
Yes, that's exactly.
The Warriors play defense, and y'all have nobody that can stick Durant. Nobody.
No.
He averaged 35 on y'all
last year. Yes,
just so y'all know.
He couldn't.
But I don't know what was Houston's regular season record against LBJ and the boys. Did they split? Did they split the regular season? LBJ and Houston and
Mm,
the Beard.
if I had to guess,
I'm gonna say they
I
split.
believe I want to say Houston went 2-0. I think.
But
I think one of the games might have been close.
Right.
One of them was a blowout and one was close, but I believe Houston won both games.
But what Mike D'Antoni team do you know has ever played defense historically speaking?
I know you.
I mean, look at Phoenix.
That's why when you pose that question to me, I would rather them. I would rather them play Houston.
If I'm a fan though, if I'm a Cleveland fan and I'm being honest with myself, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Yeah. I'm like, dude, get me out of here.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to Houston back. They played them November 9th, and they lost by 4 points.
Ooh, that's tight. That's close.
And then the last one, I believe, was in January or February, and they blew them out. Yes.
Yeah, but I think
they played February 3rd, and they beat them by 32 points. So, but you can't really count regular season because, Indiana Pacers took 3 out of 4 against Cleveland in the regular season. So
that means nothing, though. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. Ultimately, but they might not play no defense, but I don't think they have anybody that can stop James Harden, and I don't think they have anybody that can stop the rest of the people on their team. Unlike LeBron, they got a lot of people that can beat you. Not just the Beard,
right? But if there's a lack of defense, then that leaves room for somebody to. There's opportunity for somebody to step up, right?
Right, but here's the thing, though: if you can outscore somebody, who cares?
Oh yeah, but if you, you're right, But
if you can put up 130, 120 a game, and you know that they can't,
yeah, but
man.
So,
to me, it's almost like you remember. I don't want to say the K gun. I don't want to go way back that far, but you know how prolific Peyton Manning was, right? Like nobody could really. You were playing catch up before you knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The boy, yeah. So it's like that. It's like it's not to that scale, but when you watch them, you're like, damn. They might not play no defense, but who gonna outscore them? In the East, I'll say it's one. I believe the only team that can that will stick with them and can score with them is Golden State.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I as of right now, I think Golden State might win that series.
This against Houston?
Yeah, because they're gonna be the team that'll play some defense. I mean, Golden State can play a 120 ball game.
Of course.
They could score 130 points of DV.
Of course.
I don't know.
I don't think though that Golden State is a runaway favorite like they have.
No, you're right. Houston has a chance. Houston definitely has a chance. But if I had to bet lunch on it, I would probably bet Golden State. I would bet Golden State and root for Houston.
I would bet root for Houston in 7.
Okay.
So because I think that's what that series would be, a 7-gamer.
So yeah. So let me I just want to get this off my chest. I feel, the way I feel right now, like, which I really felt this way for since Cleveland beat Golden State, came back 3-1 the year before last, and won Cleveland their first title. He owes nobody anything in the state of Ohio. You know,
Absolutely.
heck, he really didn't know anything before that. But um, once he got the job done, if he leave, he can leave.
Right.
And I don't
But
blame him for leaving
could you
because,
imagine though if he didn't come back and didn't get them a title though?
well, they would have held it over his head. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But
So he had to do that almost.
and that's what I'm saying. He did it. He did it. And there you have it. You know.
Right. If I'm a Cleveland fan, I can't say nothing if he I can't
Well,
get mad at him this time.
oh, irrational fans. Fan is short for fanatic. So
Right. Like you it,
that means that means a fan is supposed to be irrational, in my opinion.
yeah, right.
The average fan is going to be irrational from it.
Right. But the
There's always
smart
going to be
fan,
there's always going to be a near knee jerk reaction. If he leaves, it's going to be an issue. Oh, he's just trying to win titles, chasing titles. Everybody's going to say the greats didn't do that type of thing. Jordan would never do that. Kobe would never do that. Magic, Bird, whoever. But see, my thing is, and that's an indictment on the Cavalier franchise, because the 4 years he was gone, and they was getting lottery pick after lottery pick. The 4 years they were gone. The Cavaliers had at least five lottery picks, Derek.
yeah, I do.
And all they were able to procure out of those five picks was one Kyrie Irving. Well, we got to forgive him on the last one because the last one was Wiggins, right?
Right.
But LeBron wanted
Who
love, so they had to send him off to do that. But if you really look at what Wiggins doing, he's not living up to being a number one overall pick. So,
but was he ever that dude anyway though?
who?
Wiggins. Was he ever that dude anyway? Looking at it, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think he was. I don't think he was. I
Yeah.
kind of, when they drafted him, I was kind of looking at him with one eye open, like, okay,
They didn't do
I
a
don't
good
know
job,
about
and
this.
that's on management. They didn't do a good job.
Right. So that's my thing, because I'm just gonna pull this off the top of my head. You get you had you draft Kyrie Irving, and that really wasn't their pick. If just a brief history lesson, they got lucky with that pick because that was actually the Clippers pick. They idiot former owner Donald Sterling, he couldn't stand how he paid Baron Davis $25 million a year, and Baron Davis wasn't living up that contract. He wanted Baron Davis out off his team so quick that he traded an unprotected pick along with Baron Davis to Cleveland for Mo Williams and Jamario Moon. He just wanted to get rid of that contract.
That's terrible.
So they gave Cleveland an unprotected pick that ended up being the first overall pick that landed them Kyrie Irving. So if it wasn't for another idiot owner of a franchise making a dumb decision, they wouldn't even have Kyrie Irving.
Well, he did, and they did.
So, but my point is, but I'm saying that's all you were able to procure. And after 3 seasons with LeBron, yeah, it's time for me to move on.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he stayed. To be honest with you, I would be shocked. I would be shocked if he stayed.
I will too.
I would be shocked
because I don't see Cleveland being able to getting that roster to a point where he's willing to stay. They're not going to be able to do that from the end of the season, whenever they season end, up until
ain't nobody gonna want to come there if he ain't there though.
But that's another problem. Everybody's gonna wait on him. Nothing's gonna happen until he decides what he's gonna do. He's gonna clog up everything. Those other NBA players as free agents, they got to be pissed off because a lot of those teams is gonna wait if they take a meeting with LeBron. If LeBron is entertaining free agency offers, everybody's gonna hold up. The Lakers is gonna take a meeting. The 76ers are gonna take a meeting. Whoever else that LeBron's willing to entertain.
As a Laker fan, I don't want him.
And then they gonna be like, they gonna do their little presentation to try to get him. And him and his representatives go, okay, we'll get back to y'all. I mean, he's done it. What? He's done this 2 times, right?
Yeah, and the first time, Pat Riley basically told him to kiss my ass.
What do you mean?
Pat Riley, the time he did it with Pat Riley.
No, that ain't how it went down, dog. Pat Riley said kiss my butt after he made up his mind he was going back to Cleveland. Because Pat Riley was pissed because him and D Wade went all the way out to Vegas and he basically told him, yeah, I think I'm still going back.
He was also pissed that he couldn't get to speak to LeBron like he wanted to speak to LeBron. He wasn't trying to do it.
Right.
He wasn't trying to hear that shit.
You're right. But he still wanted him though, and he was sore butt. He was sore butt when he left. He just didn't do what Cleveland's owner did when he was sore butt when he left the first time. Because it slowly got out that he was sore butt about it.
Honestly, I think if Pat Riley really wanted to keep him, he would have kowtowed to him and did whatever he wanted him to do to keep him.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
LeBron was looking out for LeBron, dude. LeBron made up his mind. They had Kyrie Irving. They had the number 1 pick. They're going to be able to trade that pick to get to put the pieces together. I've got my titles here. So I'm not the Charles Barkley of this generation. I mean, I'm just
and he also had a wife in his ear. Probably was like,
okay,
I'm ready to go home.
Okay, maybe so. Okay, exactly. We ready to go home. And there's a good opportunity. And you recall his secret motivation. What really probably messed Riley up was LeBron's secret motivation, right? That he killed on after he won it, that Pat Riley said, you will never win there. And that motivated him to prove Pat wrong.
I'm gonna say this, and this probably don't. I'm gonna say this.
Maybe Pat, if Pat had kept that to himself, he might have had a chance.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I know people. We don't know this for sure, but if Draymond doesn't get suspended, they have nothing. In my opinion, he has nothing.
I'm not even gonna, dude. How can you? He missed Game 5. They had an opportunity to get him in 6 and 7, and Draymond played the game of the best game in Game 7, and they were still able to get him.
But they were down 3-1, homeboy.
Okay, you didn't. That's even worse. Okay, they got us Game 5. Let's get them Game 6. Oh, we got Game 7 at home. That's a replay of Game 5. Let's get them.
Dude, that's a 4-1 series. It don't matter. It honestly. I don't even know why I brought it up because ultimately it don't matter. He won it. Okay. So it really don't matter ultimately.
So before we get ready to wrap this up. So should LeBron leave Cleveland, right? Let's say he leaves, right?
Should he leave? He's leaving. But go ahead.
Okay, I mean, we'll know for a fact here in
July.
July. Guess what? A little over 2 months.
Yeah. And you know he gonna have them hanging on. He ain't gonna tell them right at July 2nd. I'm
Of
sure.
course, of course. But um, I'm just gonna sit back and wait for Cleveland, the franchise, to put that statue out in front of that arena.
Yeah, and then Dan Gilbert
And
gonna sell the team.
and you know why? And here's why I want to see that happen almost immediately. And you a baseball fan, so you. I'm probably gonna mess your head up with this one. There's a statue in front of Progressive Field. Do you know who this statue is of? I don't even know if I said that, if that was a grammatical failure I just did, but
It
do you
was, but
know?
it's cool.
Okay, do you know who this statue?
Statue of
Yes.
who the statue belongs to? I do not know.
One Jim Tomey.
Really? Really? I did not know that.
Now, did you also know that Jim Tomey is a member of the 600 Home Run Club?
I knew that.
Okay. So he's I believe he's 8th all time home runs, which is a great feat in baseball, right? A sport that's been around for well over a century.
Yeah.
Right. So they put a statue up of him, I believe, might have been 2015.
Yeah, right around there.
And he didn't play his whole career in Cleveland.
No.
He went to the Phillies and the White Sox, and I believe he came back to Cleveland for a minute. I think was his last hurrah.
As a baseball team, though, do Cleveland have any rings though?
No. That's my point. Is you obviously that's probably a Cleveland Indians decision, right?
Had to be
to do that, which is fine. But all I'm saying is LeBron need one up immediately. He don't even have to be retired. I mean, at least they waited till Jim Tomey retired. I wanted it. They need to start.
Dude, he will get
sculpting that bad boy. They need to start sculpting it. Whatever it is they do to make a statue, they need to start this summer and start. Okay, let's get this ready. When he retire, let's do it, because he's the best player that they might ever have.
That is fact.
And when I'm telling you, a Jim Tomey has a statue out in front of the baseball, I mean, now only true hardcore sports fans is going to probably appreciate this conversation, right?
Right.
But I'm sure that's messing your head up. They got a statue of Jim Tomey, and like you said, thank you.
Won nothing.
That's my point.
That's crazy to me, though.
That's my point. So,
but that's no different than the steroids argument. Okay, are they in the Hall of Fame? Do you put them in? That's really no different than that kind of argument. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. That's not the same thing. You got to be voted into that. I'm sure.
That's true.
That's true. Whoever voted to put that, if there was a vote to put a statue,
I'm sure they talked about it.
I'm pretty sure the city had some input, right?
Well, yeah.
Because I don't know if that are baseball fields privately owned or owned by the city. I'm not sure, but still, all I'm saying is he's the greatest sports figure that city, that state
I was
may
going to
ever
say that
have
state.
professionally.
Yeah, he's synonymous with Cleveland. Like if you
And
mention his
he ain't even
you know
and he ain't even from Cleveland. He
accurate,
he
right?
he claimed Akron more than he claimed Cleveland. So that's that. I mean, I don't know if I'm all. I just feel like I just think it needs to take place right away.
It probably will though. I would think it will. Or
And
they may wait till he retires.
well, of course they're gonna wait till he retires. I get that,
But
but
when you say right away, you make
well,
it sound
I'm
like okay.
no. I'm just saying that they better start planning it right away. Planning it, whatever it takes to start making a statue. Get the ball rolling. Be ahead of the game. So the minute he retire, or heck, or if he on his farewell tour, when he playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, when he make his last appearance in Cleveland, go ahead and give that man that statue.
Yeah, because I don't see him being one of these cats just to get on the team to get on the team. If he get on the team, they're gonna have to be in contention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's
So
that kind of
so
he ain't gonna be like Kobe and just play out of contract and know his team gonna be bad.
well,
He ain't gonna do
but that
that.
was a. I mean, that was a. I mean, I don't know. You say that like Kobe stuck around too long.
No, he dude.
Kobe was only
Not
gonna
not
wear one uniform. Kobe wasn't gonna.
not to get on this, but he did stay around too long. Like other than the money, what would be the reasoning? Because you know the team,
You're a competitor,
as,
man. I
as
mean, come on.
you're a
He
competitor,
don't get me
but
wrong. Don't get me wrong. It was time for him to go, but
I'm a competitor, but I'm not gonna be on a team that I know is gonna be a loser while I'm still there.
yes, you will because man. When you're a competitor, that's like LeBron saying that's like LeBron going just quitting. Okay, we done. I ain't gonna win no title. And really and truly, he should have
He
been like
could
that.
do that though right now.
He should have been that way the last 4 seasons, right?
He
Because
could do that and nobody would have a problem with that.
if I let you tell it, they would have no titles, right?
Well, they do, so it don't matter.
Okay.
They do, so that conversation is a moot point. But what I'm saying is, if I'm a competitor, right? I get it, but if I'm a competitor, why in the hell would I want to be on a team that I know ain't making the playoffs in the next couple of years
Because you
just to
just don't.
compete?
So you saying it was better for Kobe to go play for somebody else his last 2 3
No,
years?
no. I'm saying, dude, I'm not the same. I can't play like I used to play. Retire, go out on my own terms, which he did. He
Right.
did still.
You
But even
know.
still, why would I drag myself through 2 years of ineptitude, 2 years of lottery pick? Because, dude, why
Okay.
would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you retire and go fulfill the other things that you have interest in?
That's what he's doing now.
Right. But he could have started on that a couple of years ago.
Dude.
You would let me okay, so you
I
would
don't
rather
know. I
play
don't know what you. I don't know. It.
you would rather lose the last 2 years of your go through knowing that your team is not going to do anything. Knowing this now, that your team is not going to do anything. At least being knowing that your team is not even going to be in contention. I could see if we were saying, okay,
I still
I
don't.
got two. I got 2 good years, and I'm gonna be in content. I'm still gonna be in contention.
Derek, I still don't know what you're telling me that Kobe did wrong.
I think he stayed too long. That's what I'm saying, Calvin.
I don't. I
I
don't. I don't agree with that.
Why not?
Because he go out. He goes when he wants to go. It's just like the Lakers. He probably chose to leave, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
think
I'm
they.
pretty sure
I'm
if
pretty sure they weren't going to
if
pay
he
him
wanted to stick
another.
it,
No, they were not going to pay him anymore to stay. He, I don't. If he would have come back after them 2 years, he wouldn't have been a Laker.
okay,
I don't believe they would have paid him. First of all,
you're probably right. You're
First of
probably
all,
right.
you're
You're probably
holding up
right.
your team's progress
You're probably
to
right
move
there.
forward.
You're probably right. But what I'm saying is, if that was the last year, then that's when it was time. That's when it was time to go. Did they probably would have sat down with him and was like, okay, man,
Thank you for your service.
what are you
We
looking
appreciate you.
what are you looking to accomplish? Because a player his magnitude, they're not gonna go, yeah, we not offering you jack. You know, they're probably gonna at least have a conversation, right?
Well, of course.
Okay. So that I'm saying that's I think when the time was right, if he finished up that 5-year deal, then that's what it was. I mean,
Okay, from that perspective,
because
I get it.
because there's no way he should have his last 2-3 years or 4 years he should have been playing for somebody else.
From that perspective, okay. Okay. But I'm talking about the physical perspective because he started breaking down a lot. And
Right? That's what them NBA miles will do to you.
yeah, I just he didn't do a Jordan where he was a shell of him. Well, he kind of was a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? Where you knew this wasn't the same guy. You know what I'm saying? I just I feel like you get out while you can get out. The team is not competitive. I get you're a competitor. I get all that, but and it didn't hurt his legacy. So I guess this conversation really boils down to you think he stayed long enough. I think he stayed too long. I think he stayed 2 years too long. And I'm sure money was the motivating factor for that. A lot of it. I mean, they paid him pretty well to do them last 2 years. You
But you
know what
gotta
I'm
think
saying?
about it. You gotta think about it as well. And I mean, these dudes been playing basketball their whole life, and that's been their way of life. You know what I'm saying? That's been their way of life. That's been how they, that's been their career. And sometimes it's hard to go, okay, I ain't playing basketball no more. What I'm gonna do tomorrow?
But he already knew. He already had an idea
And,
that
and,
he.
and, we, and we're
You know
not
what I'm
talking
saying?
about we're not talking about somebody that like real retirement, like the average folk, they retire
Right.
when they in they
80s, 70s,
50s.
60s.
Well, if they
Yeah.
lucky, they 50s or 60s, right? If
Right.
they make the right financial decisions, right? Um, you know, and I'm gonna sit around and grow old and relax, but at the same time, we talking about somebody who's, I mean, is Kobe even 40 yet? I think not.
He'll be 40 next year, or
Okay,
this year, or next year. He's 39.
so
So
we got
yeah.
somebody who's 39 years old and who's gonna wake up going like, okay, I gotta go work out. Actually, I don't have to work out.
But I wonder if he. Well, again, he was just on a podcast, a Jim Rome podcast, not too long ago, talking about this stuff. Um, they have to do, but the difference in him that I think is unique. Well, no, he didn't do that. I was going to say he moved. A lot of people stick around for in basketball he did. I was getting ready to say he removed himself as far away from basketball as possible, but that's not true because he's got this series on ESPN. He's got stuff he's working on in his studio.
Right.
So he never really left basketball,
Right.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
he
Left it physically,
right.
the game, but he's still very much
Well, it's not like he's coaching. I mean,
right. But he's still
I would imagine eventually he's probably going to be in somebody. He's going to end up being a studio analyst, whether it's I don't know if it's ESPN or I doubt if he goes to TNT. I don't think his personality will really mesh with what they got now. Which I think are comical. I mean,
I don't think he's funny enough for that.
Yeah, I like their especially
Shaq.
And, no, not really Shaq, but Charles and Kenny and Ernie. They got they've been working together for a long time now. So they got
I didn't think Shaq would work when he came there. Honestly, when he first came, I was like, man, that's gonna be a disaster.
What I like is so funny is, man, I don't watch it as much as I used to, but it's just funny how Shaq always shut Charles up.
He does.
He always throw
them championships in his face.
You don't know.
Shut up. You don't know what that's like.
You never tried to. Yeah, you never tried to go back to back before, have you? And Charles just be looking dumb in the face. He just be like.
And in fairness, though, you can't hold that against Charles.
They do, man.
They do though.
But everybody do it, man. I've been in the I like what Charles. I like Charles' opinions and the way he look at things. But I've seen people. I mean, obviously, regular folks like me that'd be like, man, if they don't agree with it, they go, "What he know? He know with no
championship." But I wonder at some point if he get tired of that all said and be like, dude, if you say that shit one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Man, Shaq too old for that. Shaq say that. I mean, I'm not Shaq. Charles say that now.
Yeah, he can't throw nobody through the window now. He's too old. He's way too old for that.
Yeah, he too old and too fat.
He done had a couple of hip surgeries.
Whoop somebody butt. No, he just got to take that, and especially when he do. Which he's very smart because he doesn't do social media at all. So
Charles?
No, Charles don't do social media at all. He don't.
I did not know that.
He don't do any of them. And he actually talks about he says that because there's some celebrities that actually will argue with you can't even call them fans because some of them just follow you just to poke at you. But he says that's why he don't do it because that'll be the one thing there. His peers throw it up in his face. So he has to just kind of
grin and bear it, I guess.
Yeah, he gotta. It's a fact, I mean, he came close, right? I mean,
yeah,
they went 6 games. He went 6 games against
MJ.
That was the third title of their first
repeat. Yep.
And I mean, they gave it a shot. Him and Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley or whatever. I believe Tom Chambers was on that team too.
Yeah, I believe out of the 6 teams that he played, the Portland and Phoenix were the 2 teams that had the best chance to beat the Bulls, in my opinion.
Yeah, I won't. I don't know, man. I thought those Utah teams gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But ultimately,
the first one was the Lakers, right?
Yeah, first one was the Lakers. Second one was Portland. Third one was Phoenix. Then you had the break.
Then
you had Seattle, Utah, and Utah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think in one of those series, Utah had the home court advantage the second time they played.
Is that right? No.
Yeah, the first time they played, the
So
home court
was that a
advantage was the Bulls.
okay? So you telling me the second time so that must have been the 2-3-2 format then, right? Because
Yeah,
that game 6 was
in
in
Utah.
okay.
It was in Utah.
Dang,
And game 7 would have been in Utah.
dang. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That was wild, man.
so much for that.
Yeah, pretty much. So anything else on your mind?
No, that's so okay, so let's just so we clear. You got who you got Toronto and Cleveland.
Taking Toronto in 6.
Okay.
7 rather. Taking Toronto in 7. I think that's gonna be competitive.
I'm gonna go Cleveland
In 6 or 7.
in 7.
Okay. And I'm taking Houston as a sweep. And I'm taking
Golden State in
and
a
I'm taking
sweep.
Golden State in a sweep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Utah 1. I'm gonna give Utah 4. Houston gonna beat them 4-1. Golden State, New Orleans will be a sweep.
I think Boston and Philly are going 7.
Who?
Boston and Philly.
No, who you got winning?
Oh, Boston.
So you got Boston in 7?
Yep. I got Boston in 7.
I'm gonna say Boston in 6.
Oh, okay. So you think Philly only come out of there with 2?
Yeah, because even though a series only goes 6, in my opinion, if that bad boy tied 2-2, it's a series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that whoever went up, whoever won game 5 just handled their business game 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I hope that's not like an insult to the 76ers. I just think that Boston's
a better team. I think Boston's better.
Yeah, and Philly has some. I mean, I watched Al Horford today just do what the heck he wanted.
Yeah,
and Al Horford has really been showing his age. Since he's, in my opinion, the last 2 years he's been in Boston. I mean, he's not saying he's not good, but he's showing some wear and tear in my opinion. And
yeah, I mean he's been.
I've seen him
since 08.
Huh?
He was on the 2 national championship
07
Gator teams,
right?
07. So yeah,
right.
You're talking 11 years.
Yeah, So
yeah.
So I think because Philly got some defensive issues. Yeah. And for some reason, Embiid cannot guard anybody.
Yeah, I think they'll expose the young man.
Yeah,
and it'll be tough. But Boston has played good defense all year, so
they've been
in the upper echelon defensively pretty much all year, even with the absences that they had.
Yeah, they play defense of they can win a title. Defense, that is.
Yes, defense.
If they had Kyrie, then we'll be talking something else, right? I mean, but heck, if this team still make it to the Eastern Conference Finals without their best player,
Brad Stevens deserves Coach of the Year, bro. If they do that,
yeah.
God.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, so I got Cleveland, Boston, Houston, and Golden State. So the only thing we different on is the Cleveland Toronto series.
Yeah, I got Toronto in 7.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what how it all shakes out, and we'll hook up later on this week and do this again.
Of course, always a pleasure, my man.
All right, man. Well, take care. And what's today? Today is Monday. No, yeah, today's Monday, right?
For you, it
Oh
is.
no, it's now. Yeah, it's still Monday for me, right? For at least 55 more minutes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll hook up uh Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Take care, my boy.
You too. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Whoever watching this, don't forget to
Yes.
subscribe.
Yep.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe, so you'll get notified when we post when we're coming up.
Thanks, Derek. I almost forgot.
Hey, I got you, man. That's what I'm here for.
Yes, sir. Take care, man.
Take care.
Bye.
Later.